Welcome back again to USGoonerz for another match preview video between Arsenal and Burnley at the Emirates Stadium on Monday. If this is your first time in the channel, consider liking this video, hyping this video, and subscribe to the channel, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. I want to see all Arsenal fans in this channel. Alright, there's a big one. A really big one. It's supposed to be a routine win. We expect it to be a routine win. We want it to be a routine win. But we all know no Premier League game can be taken for granted at all. No Premier League game is easy. Anything can happen in football. At least that is the percentage that I see when the question is put up. Who is going to win the Premier League? Imagine I saw 42% of people actually think Man City are going to win the Premier League, and about 50-something% believe Arsenal are going to win the Premier League. And you wonder, geez, isn't it in Arsenal's hands? Do Arsenal not have 2 games to go? If Arsenal win their next 2 games, they will be champions. Arsenal play Burnley and Crystal Palace. Burnley has been relegated. Crystal Palace are in a Conference League final, and they're going to rest a lot of players because that final is 3 days after the final game in the Premier League. So you would wonder, right? That percentage should be a lot higher for Arsenal, but they're expecting that football being unpredictable, blah, blah, blah. But there is another major chunk of that percentage relating to Arsenal and the history of bottling it. But there's a very big piece that everyone is missing, and I'm okay with this. I'm okay with them missing this, and that's why I'm really not worried, even though I still know, yeah, football is unpredictable, and in my sense, I would give that 10% or maybe 5%, right, of Arsenal not winning the Premier League. That's what I would give, realistically. But like I said, people are missing the factor that this isn't Arsenal's first time being in this position whereby 2 games to go, we win in our remaining 2 games. Even when we didn't win the league back-to-back with Man City, right? Even last season against Liverpool, we won our last 2 games. Against Man City, the previous season, we won our last 5 games. And the previous seasons before that. So routinely, Arsenal tend to finish seasons strong. We usually bottle the league in April, in March, never really in May, because in May, we have never been in this position whereby we are ahead in points and likely would win the league if we win the remaining games. We've never been in this situation. Guess who has been in this situation? Manchester City. I remember that one season where Man City won the league by 89 points, and I believe Arsenal, correct me in the comments if I'm mistaken, I believe Arsenal finished behind Man City with 85 points. I think it was a 2-gap something, and we literally bottled it, right? We lost it when we didn't beat Man City at the Etihad. I think that game had ended a 2-2 draw, and they beat us by 2 points. Yeah, I remember that season. And I was like, I would love to be in Man City's position whereby I'm ahead of them at this time of the year. But I mean, Man City, on the other hand, would not want to be where they are, 2 points behind Arsenal, hoping Arsenal drop points, 2 games to go. Yeah, they don't like that position. So they know if it's them in this position, 99% chance of Man City winning the league. Arsenal, sorry, next season, Netflix FC. That would have been a narrative, and that is the expectation, you know, if it was Man City in this position. But it's Arsenal in this position, and people still expect Arsenal to bottle it, even when they know Arsenal have the easiest fixtures you could possibly have in a title running. And Man City have the harder fixture. Bournemouth away is not going to be easy. Although Aston Villa are going to be in the beach in the last game, they did turn up against Liverpool. Too bad they're not going to play the same lineup against Man City, but Aston Villa is still a harder fixture compared to Crystal Palace. And Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, same situation. Villa in the Europa League Cup final, Crystal Palace Conference League Cup final. Both are going to rest players, going to play the B team of Crystal Palace, B team of Villa. Still the manager. You can see why Villa on paper is still the harder fixture, and everyone would still pick a Crystal Palace fixture compared to a Villa fixture, even though they're in the same predicament. But yeah, you see my point where people still expect Arsenal to bottle this league. Well, I just have one thing to say, and I'm not even saying this to the ops, the pundits, the media, the noise. It's only to the Arsenal and the Arsenal fans. Win your next game. Win against Burnley. Win against Crystal Palace. I'm stressing this even though I know you will do it. You will win. But I just want you to put that in the back of your mind. Win. And I want the game to be as comfortable as possible, stress-free. The West Ham game was super, super nervy. Oh my goodness, I thought we actually dropped points in that West Ham game. It was nervy. I do not want that in this next game. Just win comfortably. We understand West Ham had something to play for. They're literally fighting relegation. So that nervy game was expected. Burnley are relegated. It shouldn't be nervy, and you're at home. So yeah, this is my predicted lineup for this game. I saw Mascara in training, so I expect him to be fit for this game. Ben White is out of the season because he had a knee injury, so he's done. And I think I saw Calafiori in training as well. Timber might be on the bench. I expect him to be in the bench, but it means 2 games to go with a Champions League game. We will see Timber before the end of the season. But yeah, I want Mascara to be in the right back, Gabriel Saliba in the center back pair, and Calafiori playing left back, right angle. Now, the important piece that has really transformed our season is Lewis Skelly. Playing Lewis Skelly in that midfield 8 alongside Declan Rice in the 6 and start Eze. Even though I know Eze didn't, shine in the last game, right? It was Odegaard that came in and literally won us the game. Don't get carried away. Okay, let's start Odegaard and bench Eze. No, don't do that. Start Eze in the 10. Put USGoonerz up front. Trossard in the left wing, Saka in the right wing. Saka is another example, which I know you won't bench Saka, but Saka really didn't have a good game in the last game, but it's fine. Saka is back to form, and he's always going to be a threat going forward compared to Madueke. So yeah, try to win the game in the first half, similar to what you did against Fulham. Try to win the game in the first half. Play the attacking football that you've started playing. Give Skelly punch in. I saw it. I saw what you guys were doing against Atletico Madrid. You're getting the ball to Lewis Skelly and you're punching in. Keep doing that. Punch in. Try and score more than 1 goal in the first half. At least score a goal in the first half. Make it 2-0 in the first half. Second half, you could try and add 1 more or just manage the game out. But just put yourself in that comfortable situation whereby you're at least 2 goal difference away from Burnley. That way you just keep letting the doubters hope you drop points. Okay, next is Crystal Palace. Because what I've been seeing in the media is the media have been trying to rally up Burnley. They're trying to rally up the Burnley manager, Michael Jackson. They're trying to give Burnley something to play for. They're asking them questions like, how do you want to go out? How do you want to be remembered even though you're relegated? How do you want the players to feel? Do you want the players to just roll over against Arsenal? Do you want them to just rise up and play for themselves? See it like an audition, Like, really? All of a sudden, I'm seeing a Burnley manager interview? Come on. Just because it's against Arsenal. They want something to pop up in this game. That game, make it routine win. Even if you want to do boring Arsenal, but routine win in the sense that there's no threat at us. Clean sheet. Then let them do it the same. Let them do the same at the Crystal Palace game. And go to Glasner and ask Glasner that stupid question. I know you have a champion. I know you have a Conference League final. Do you want to really rest players and let Arsenal win the league? Why don't you just play a strong squad and play a strong squad again in the final? I'm just curious to what they're going to start up in the Crystal Palace game. I want them to hope, and let that hope die out, before the end of the season. Because if we beat Burnley, we have to sit back, relax, and watch what Man City do against Bournemouth, because that is not an easy game. Bournemouth haven't lost in a while. They draw a lot of games. They don't win much, but they haven't lost in a while. And it's at their home. So Man City away to Bournemouth, it's not going to be easy. You got to watch out for that one. That might be a banana skin. It just sucks that if Arsenal win against Burnley and Man City dare drop a point to Bournemouth, even if it's a draw or a loss, Arsenal are going to be champions, but we're not even going to be in the pitch when it happens. I I have some ideas on what we should do if that situation ever presented itself. But yeah, watch out for that one. Arsenal win tomorrow. Watch out for that game. My prediction for this match, I would say 2-0 Arsenal. A comfortable 2-0 victory. That's all. That's all I want. Like I said, make it as routine as possible. Do not overcomplicate it. Play the 11 that you played against Fulham, since no Ben White, Mascara in there. And we winning the game 2-3-0 in the first half. Then you can bring in the game management people. You can bring in the Zubimendis. You can bring in the Odegaards, the Havertz, you know. Just, yeah, make it as routine as possible. That's all I have for this match preview. And, yeah, like I said, if this is your first time in the channel, like this video, hype this video, subscribe to this channel, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.